a few weeks into the season, preseason. You guys had a great start. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, feeling amazing. We have a lot of new faces on the team, but I feel like we've been playing with these girls for a long time now. And I feel like that's like what you want to see as a club on your third year. You've been doing well your first and second year. We just want to continue that. And with all these new faces ready to contribute just as much as we have in the past, we're excited to get them going with us.
You guys are in your third year. You're with your third year with the team, third year in the league. And you guys have had such great success. What is it about the culture that you're creating in San Diego that's working?
I think it honestly starts with, like you said, San Diego, this community. They support us 100%. They back us in everything that we do. I think every home game they've exceeded our expectations of support. So having a good coaching and support staff that really pushes us to be the best that we can. And I think it's just the girls and as a whole, our mentality to always be better every single day and push each other. I think it just creates this environment that only results in success. So I think it just comes down to our character, our community behind us, and our coaching staff always pushing us to be the best we can.
And so you guys got to start in preseason with the Challenge Cup. I mean, that in the new structure this year, what was that like for you guys to kind of kick off with such great momentum and I mean, high energy you guys walked away with?
It's been awesome. I mean, it's definitely different from the past. I mean, having Challenge Cup sprinkled in a couple of times throughout the year or just in the beginning as a tournament, but having it just being one game, I think it kind of put a different perspective on it. We went straight to the team who won the championship last year, and I think it was just a good test for us to get started for the rest of the season. And it was awesome. I mean, winning that trophy there, being able to lift it, and then coming home and doing the same thing with our fans again. Last night was just incredible, and we couldn't be more proud of ourselves for that.
It's such great momentum going in. And I mean, you guys it was tied, it was close, it was like a battle. And then Alex comes in and scores in final minutes. How did that kind of change energy going into practices?
As much as we were so happy and wanted to celebrate that, I think it put a fire on us even more to want more and expect more from ourselves. I think that was a big game for us, a statement game for us, to say the least. I mean, that's an amazing team that we played, Gotham. They have amazing players on their team, and to be able to come out with that win was something that will propel us forward for the rest of the season. So definitely it was awesome to get that. Our first championship as a club, and trophy. So we're very excited for that.
And so now this, when you started in the league, you guys are an expansion team. You guys came in, really made a name for yourselves fast. This year, two more expansion teams coming in. How does that change things for you?
I mean, like you said, we came in on the scene in 2022, and we kind of did a lot in the league. We were pretty much top of the league the entire season our first year. Last year we had a couple dips, but we ended up winning the Shield. So I think it's something that you can't take expansion teams for granted. I mean, just as much as they're a new team, they could be very good and gel very quickly. So just like we did in the past. So I think that it's very exciting to get new clubs in the league. And I can't wait to play those games out and see how they go. I'm very excited for that. And yeah, we can't wait.
It's so fun to see the league growing. And, in the 12th season here, I'm curious, when did you have the goal to pursue a career in the NWSL? Like, when did that become a dream?
It's actually crazy because growing up, like before going to college, honestly, the goal was to go and play in college. Like that was the biggest goal for me. So I wasn't even thinking about that next step yet. As a young child, our coach, when I was younger, he said, we're going to get you guys in college free, like we're going to try and get this. And that was like my first thing that I wanted to do, first goal that I wanted to have. And I think also since being in college playing and then also seeing people like Alex Morgan and watching her play, I'm like, I definitely want to be on that level at some point in my life. So yeah, it obviously came pretty late, I'd say. Like definitely in college, I realized like this is something I want to continue to do, obviously. But yeah, I think the first goal, which just may seem weird, was just go play soccer in college and enjoy that. And then obviously the steps continued to go. And yeah, playing professionally was definitely a dream of mine. So
Were you always, so you had this goal, you played through middle school, high school, but you started as a little kid, right? You started when you were 4.
yes, I
Did
did.
you always play forward? Like, did you ever experiment? Did you ever play goalie? Like, did you already
Um,
know what where you fit?
I mean, I've been everywhere on the field. I've started out as defense actually, um, like that sweeper all the way in the back, and I would take myself all the way up the field. So they're like, okay, maybe let's just put you up there so you don't have to go as far. But yeah, I've also had my fair share in goal for like futsal tournaments, like indoor things, not really outdoor. But yeah, I feel like I've done it all. I've been midfield, I've been everywhere. So, but I definitely feel like up top, being a forward is like where I reside. That's where I need to be.
That's where you thrive. We like you
Yeah.
there, so stay there. How does that perspective though of having that experience in other, positions on the field help you execute as a forward?
I mean, it's been a long time since I've been on. Um, it definitely gives you a different perspective just seeing the entire field. And I think knowing when I was a defender as a young kid, seeing where I would want my forwards to be, I think that's just nice, that perspective of where I can be now to help them be successful and myself. So, yeah, I think just seeing the whole field was the biggest thing because as a forward, sometimes you can't see what's behind you and
Yeah.
you're only seeing front. So it's nice to have that perspective from when I played on defense before.
And then you mentioned Alex there and looking up to her when you were in college and started suddenly like having this goal of like, oh, this might be feasible. Was there anyone else growing up that you looked at, male or female, other sports, kind of just professional athletes that you looked up to and were impressed by and inspired by?
Yeah, I mean, sticking with I have a few, but sticking with soccer. Growing up, I did meet Marta one time at a tournament in Maryland. It was very random, but
Wow.
I met her there with a couple of my teammates who are also in the league as well, and it was just really cool. I think at the time I didn't really think about like how impactful that would be meeting her, and now being on the same stage with her, I feel like it's just awesome. She's a great player, and yeah, the skills is what I really looked up to growing up. Seeing all those skills and moves she did, I just wanted to kind of be like her. And yeah, I feel like I'm on my way to there, doing my best to get there on the right track. And I also think growing up, I feel like we've all watched Venus and Serena just killing it at their level in tennis, and that's something that you would always dream to strive for in your sport. So definitely people I look up to.
I love that. It's like when you think about it too, it's like such powerhouses. And it's so great now that you have those examples and that there's even more examples now. You guys are that. Right. I love to see how many young girls come to your games. And I think like San Diego, you guys have some pretty dedicated fans. Do you have any like crazy fan experiences or favorite fan experiences?
Crazy fan experiences, I feel like not that much. I feel like the craziest thing is when kids will ask me like sign their foreheads, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if your mom would like that.
Yeah. You're probably not going to want that at school on Monday.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just really appreciate the support. I mean, the very first, I think maybe like one of my first few games in Torero Stadium, we weren't even Snapdragon yet. It was really small, intimate stadium. There was one girl in the crowd named Maddie. She had up a sign, and I still talk to her to this day, saying, "You're my number one fan, and I just can't wait to meet you," stuff like that. And I think that was just something that really struck me because I would have never had that. Like in college, obviously, it's just your peers. They're not like, ooh, a jersey. No one really has jerseys in college. So I just think that first experience was just really amazing. It's just only gotten better from there, and I really appreciate the support San Diego has given me and the team, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I love that. So you came out to California after growing up in Jersey, going to school on the East Coast, and then you became, do you consider yourself a Cali girl, or are we walking into this?
I know. I don't know. I feel like I can consider myself, but then people are like, no, you're not. And I'm like, okay, cool. I won't steal it from the Cali girls. It's fine.
Yeah. So a pseudo Cali girl.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest adjustment for you going out west? What are you loving? What are you missing about the East Coast?
it's amazing here. The weather, everything, just you can go any time of the day, any time of the year, go out and just enjoy the weather and be on the beach. And I don't really get that much in Jersey, so definitely just suit up and have my jackets on. But I definitely miss just being around family. I mean, I definitely feel like we have a comfort here as a team to be able to, be fine without being with our family and enjoy our company here. But definitely just the distance from family, being that I went to school in New Jersey, they would be able to be there for every home game. So it's just a little different, not seeing the crowd every home game, but I know they support me regardless. So yeah.
Yeah. They must be so thrilled when you come back and play in Jersey.
Yes.
What's it like to play in your home state?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, love being back there. I always have a big crowd waiting for me at the end of the game. So it's just really cool to have that warm welcome every time I come home. And not just Jersey, they're going to DC. They're going to, they're trying to go any place they can on the East Coast that's close enough for them and works for them. But it's awesome. I mean, their support is endless and I love them so much. And yeah.
That's like the fun thing about the East Coast. I feel like we have this, we're here in Boston. We have this thing of like, oh, East Coast, we can drive, we can get there. Like, right. Not a big deal. Like 3 states away. Sure.
Right. Yes, they will be there.
I love that. So I also want to ask you about the Black Players Collective that you're a part of and how you got involved with that, why that's so important for you, and introduce people to that if they're not familiar.
Yes. So the Black Women's Player Collective, when I first got here on the team in San Diego, we just wanted to gather up and talk about how we can help this sport and propel it forward for minorities in this league, and it's really just to help support and encourage all young women and men of color to do what they want to do in life. We will support them whether it wants to be sports or outside of sports. So we put up we worked on a lot of projects, putting up mini pitches around the country and just setting up camps, getting out there to meet all the young players that just, want to live out their dream as well. So I think that's the biggest thing. It's a nonprofit just to raise money for that, helping young children just try and achieve their dreams.
That's so important. And representation matters. We know that's important. And we're seeing it, especially with women's sports, be so important to young athletes and just young people in general, seeing that there are options. There are different things you can do. Like you looked up to Venus and Serena. You're not out there on the tennis court, at least that I know of, right? Like that was just inspiring though. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Are you good at tennis?
No. Pickleball though. Pickleball, I'm a little better at that.
You're a pickleball gal, huh?
It started when I came here.
I feel like it's a very California thing. I mean, it's spreading obviously, but I think that's I have a friend from California and she played pickleball like daily. And I was like, you did what?
Yeah. What's that? What?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So you look ahead to this season. The goal, we know the goal, right? The goal remains the same every year. What is it going to take for you guys to bring home the title?
I think it's just going to be sticking to being ourselves. I mean, we're not going to change for anyone. What we've been doing has been working so far, especially this kicking off with already having a trophy from the Challenge Cup. So, I mean, overseas, they talk about winning the treble, and I think that maybe we could do the same thing with winning the Shield, winning the championship, and winning after winning the Challenge Cup as well. I think that'd be really cool just to achieve that. So I think the biggest thing is just to continue to push ourselves. I mean, we can be our own worst enemy sometimes. So I think that just focusing on how we can be successful, not taking out our competition, what can we do to make ourselves better every day and continue to be successful and strive for the best that we can be this year.
So that's an interesting idea, right? And I think a lot of athletes talk about being your own worst enemy when it comes to like getting in your own way, being too hard on yourself. So what do you do personally to not get too high, to not get too low, to really stay locked in on what's in front of you?
When it comes to like playing on the field, I think one thing I definitely do every game is I wear just a piece of tape on my hand and on my wrist, and I write "let go" on it. So it just reminds me that if I start getting in my head, if I start getting too excited, I look at that and I think, just let go, keep working. The game's not going to stop for me to be sad or happy. So just let go of those emotions, continue to work hard, and yeah, I think that's what really helps with me remaining focused and with any success that I have on the field.
What about off days? How do you decompress on off days?
Ooh, off days. So I really do. I like to sleep in on off days. Get my rest, sleep in. Um, and I'll like watch some TV in the morning while I eat breakfast, and then I'll come out and me and my roommate will be hanging out, or we'll, just gather as a team and do something fun. Um, Recently we've been out on the basketball court just playing some knockout or pig, and it's been really fun. So just doing those types of things just gets us like closer and helps with chemistry, and we get to see who's really good at basketball. So it's been really fun. But I really enjoy just doing things with my teammates on off days.
Who's the best? Who's right now the best at basketball?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I think
We won't tell them.
I think we all can agree that Kristen Westphal has a really good shot.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. She said she used to play with her dad growing up, so um, yeah, it's really cool just to see how you wouldn't expect it. And you're like, whoa, okay.
yeah.
But yeah, Westphal's a really good shot. Danny Colaprico's been really good too.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah, yes, a lot of good competition out there.
I love that.
The rest of us, yeah, some of us are just out there having fun, but that's okay.
I feel like there's always going to be competition if you put out a full team of professional athletes, regardless of what you're asking them to do. There's gonna be competition.
Oh, 100%.
So,
but it's all fun.
Yeah, all fun, all fun. I love that. So, do you guys spend a lot of time together off the field? Do you think that contributes to the chemistry and like the culture that you've created, kind of like within the club?
Yeah, I think it has, and I think it kind of shows from us doing well our first year, but not really winning much, and I mean, not really winning anything, and then as the years go on, we're gelling more, we're opening up, just becoming more like vulnerable with each other. And I think that that's been helping us, hence us winning the Shield last year. So yeah, I think that just getting to know each other off the field has really contributed to our success this year. Yeah, we want to continue to do that, continue to strive for even better this year coming up. So
that's great. So as we wrap up here, I always like to ask people, we've talked a little bit about some interests outside of soccer, but what's something that people don't know about you outside of sport that they should?
I actually don't even remember if I've said this before in like an interview or podcast, but I've been crocheting lately.
Okay.
Me and my old roommate used to crochet, so I've kind of been into that lately. And yeah, making shirts, blankets, all types of things. I definitely have to get back on it. I took a little break, but yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's relaxing. It's fun just to be creative and see what I can make. So yeah,
that's so cool. Where did you pick up the idea?
I think my roommate Mia, she was just on TikTok and saw people crocheting, and she was like, "Let's try that." And I was like, "Okay, I'm down."
TikTok, we're all good. We're all good ideas start, right?
Yeah.
All right. So as we wrap up here, I ask everyone this question. You did mention the let go earlier, but do you have a mantra that you lean on hard days, maybe hard practices, something like that to help get you through?
That's a good one. Mantra. I honestly think that just may be it.
Yeah.
The let go. Because that's just a big thing when things aren't going well. Why harp on it? Why keep that in your brain so that it just continues to bring you down? So I think just letting go is like the biggest thing for me. Let go and just keep on working. Yeah.
Did that come from a coach, parent, teammate, or did you just kind of come to that on your own?
I feel like growing up, that was something my coaches and parents would always say to me, because I would show emotion like crazy on the field when I was younger. So they'd be like, let it go, let it go. And I think that's just the biggest thing that's with me is like, yeah, why am I stressed for one play when there's 1,000 plays in one game? So yeah, I think it was just from the past and hearing my parents say it, coaches say it growing up. And it's always made me play a lot better after I just let that go. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So we're going to wrap up. Final question. 3 words to describe this San Diego Wave team.
Honestly, the first one I want to say is fun. Like, I know this is our job. It's all really competitive, but we like to have fun on the field. And I think that also just helps with how well we've been doing. So fun for sure is one. We definitely are competitive. We're going at each other hard every day, with the intention of getting better for everyone. So fun, competitive, and oh, this is hard.
I know it's hard. It's a tricky one. Fun and competitive. That can be it. That can be it. I mean, that's a good combo there.
Yeah, I think that's good.
That's it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. Best of luck this season, and let everyone know where they can follow along with you on social and with the team.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And you guys can follow us on San Diego Wave on Instagram. You can follow me on Amirah_Ali07 on Instagram. Just to follow along and see how we're doing. And we really excited to see you guys.